TV Ghana, Matilda and a sir.
Now, Mamboy Adibine Yodenchero. Now, Dr. Mahama Bawumia has one of the best teams in the world. The same time Mama Academy there. Sebenya Wuti, Nasa Obakasa, Wazamo, Ebenya Wu spokesperson, today Dr. Gideon Boako Mwakasamo. Nasa all of these people are making sure that who advancement of oil ideas, who initiatives, what's Mopo. All of these things are falling in line. That's if they are on radio, they are on TV. Every social media they will get to be, and they are making sure that they speak your name. It means that they are not selfish. They are thinking about their boss, which is Dr. Bawumia, the current vice president. Now, the reason why I'm at this particular video, why one of the most interesting and most important video in there. On so what there, Dr. Bawumia just wanting to become the flag bearer. Need team know which is Nankasani spokesperson or Dr. Gideon Boako to them American. Nya Konya Katina Joy News do. Now the kind of answers Utumozima host no. Talking about Dr. Bawumia is one of the most things I think former President John Dramani Mahama Onya in Kobenya. But young Tay Nasa Moken, the kind of answers intelligent or answers or to go. Maybe I am best person
remove 15% of VAT if it's still there. I will take away the emissions levy and I'll take away the third one. Right? So in essence, he's saying, I believe that there are right policies now because there's no fiscal space. That's what he's saying. That's all.
So what he's saying is that he believes and he knows a reason was given for the imposition of those levies. In order to do away with them, he has to deal with the problem that occasioned, the imposition of those taxes. And he is very far-sighted person. He does not want to just make a sweeping statement. I will do. He says that look, there's a problem that is occasioning this today. Given the opportunity, he's going to put A, B, C, D pillars in place to make sure that problem is well anchored, and that will give him the space to do away with these taxes. So he has a dream and a vision to do away with VAT on electricity, to do away with emission tax, to do away with betting tax. But he has to prepare the grounds to make sure that he is not just going to do away with them whilst the problem is existing.
Why hasn't he done that?
No.
Already.
It's not him. Because he is not the president.
He's not in the driver's seat.
He's not in the driving seat. He's not the one who calls the show. He's not the one who takes the final decision. He can offer his idea.
Now, the reason why one of this particular as some or can be very significant and very important there. Around the 7th of February, Dr. Bawumia boy the next chapter to Ghana. Now obubu nsemi as to nyama onoba obubu akwem not abo Ghana manfo, which is simfo na Ghana man. Now over a period near to monetization initiatives, the movement has only been seen by other Dr. Bawumia. But this particular talks not talking you would end this because of the 1 year time they are just wanting to make sure that they build a kind of propaganda around mobile KBR. Okay, yeah, hey, until they me. Into the spokesperson, which is Dr. Gideon Boako of Dr. Bawumia. The kaka can somehow propaganda no or chichim or you know, damn rabbi and this for when they do on sipping on sita. Now, as some more can you there? As I now, and this for a taxes, young baby or Ghana memo. If you do the Dr. Bawumia way you know if you want. And with that, Dr. Bawumia said the e-levy, emission taxes so bad on electricity or not not even betting taxes for can be if you now damn you may nyama or NDC for the propaganda there. Yipana Rankasano, also as vice president to taxes no order. This is no president or show damabon. In a spokesperson my reply there. As something there, BBT no taxes no overseas here. There's a situation, there was a problem. BBT no madama taxes no aba, and it is to the benefit of there. You able to pass that particular or your river no. You able to pempendu fufra. You do pempendu fufra. Then we will be able to see the problems also down taxes in the bay. We solve them, then we take away those taxes. In the other, give me the opportunity. Let me identify the problems as I have identified it for you. So that if I am the president, I'll take those oil taxes away because I have identified those problems. So that we don't need to go back to those transactions again. It is on record that Dr. Bawumia is someone he doesn't want any taxes to even be on oil mobile money. Mobile money interoperability, not the bad. Mobile money, oil certain features on mobile money, oil electricity, payment to oil Hapto Nazi, it was oil championed by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. There, certain initiative with regards to Ghana card Nazi, it was championed by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Indeed, if you have this particular thing, this thing when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is champion some of these things are. This will be when you not catch over there. These are some of the problems. So, these taxes today because it will lead us to get to some of these taxes. But give me the opportunity. Let me become the president. The problems have been identified. But as I become the president, I'll be able to help you to solve those problems so that we take the taxes off. And this is just what he's trying to say. In the someone Dr. Gideon Boako them Robaya Timbamofono na propaganda in this was the or it will not confuse the Ghanaian population. And this is actually one of the most interesting videos because I feel that he took his time. No, to judge the dream and the vision of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
That is occasioning this today. Given the opportunity, he's going to put A, B, C, D pillars in place to make sure that problem is well anchored, and that will give him the space to do away with these taxes. So he has a dream and a vision to do away with VAT on electricity, to do away with emission tax, to do away with betting tax. But he has to prepare the grounds to make sure that he is not just going to do away with them whilst the problem is existing.
Why has he done that?
No.
Already.
It's not him. Because he is not the president.
He's not in the driver's seat.
He's not in the driving seat. He's not the one who calls the show. He's not the one who takes the final decision. He can offer his ideas. And that is where when Doc said that the fact that he says his advisor means that if he advises and is not taking, he should opt out. First and foremost, the fact that I'm an advisor to you and I'm saying that I'm an advisor, I don't take the final decision, does not mean that I've given you an advice and you never took. Let us not jump into that conclusion.
But if he give the advice?
He's stating the obvious, that look, the role that he was given as vice president, the constitutional limitations are there. But the president also had assigned him a responsibility to be the chairman of the economic management team, which is an advisory role. And that is the truth.
He give the advice.
He's there as a vice president. We all even give advice on all of that. So there are so many government policies and projects.
So he did give that advice. He was not listening to it.
He had stated his position on e-levy way before e-levy was implemented. Remember in 2020 before the election, he stated his position.
But
he stated his position on e-levy.
Implemented. And the question
exactly. So contrary to his position, e-levy
of which he is
e-levy
the number 2, so went ahead and implemented
because the Ghanaian people.
Incident by Yakosheno. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Najin were oil e-levy home. Najin were oil dama Yaman Ketinketia, only feed it to Mamofono, say a deba, all born on our Dr. Gideon Boako Chichicheme. And most very important, or they would there. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with no mindset with regards to oil dama, mobile money, e-levy na dama Yamano, Najin in Yimede, and Kayandi taxes warning in Ado. We too wasted this, and this is actually on record. Inti NDC propaganda was a kind of there. Said Doctor Nanado no yeah, not the Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so no yeah. And the thing is there when you check the constitution, or there the president and offer the running mates. None running mates say on president no say on president so to be president. None running mates with 2 and the vice. Inti chede vice president no yeah or you pay dia was man kwana bra. He's literally obi a messenger I can supporting advising. It's maybe or no ma with regards to advices no. I go for the bottom market I'm my but my next time you can decide to do that. And you know governance is all about timing. Butumenya 2 years to do a particular thing, 1 year to do a particular thing, but a miracle. In this Nadu came to do a lot of things, but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is coming to finalize it more. Into them Rabaya and Zambotu with Mono, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is making sure that this particular thing is being projected this particular way. In time, Dr. Gideon Boako Chichicheme. Listen, Eduman also, but Dr. Gideon Boako Amajman is too simple for the team of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Economic management team, which is an advisory role, and that is the truth. He's there as a vice president we all even give advice on all of that.
50%.
So there are so many government policies and projects.
So he did give that advice. He was not listened to.
He had stated his position on e-levy way before e-levy was implemented. Remember in 2020 before the election, he stated his position. He stated his position on e-levy.
And the question
exactly. So contrary to his position, e-levy
of which he is
e-levy
the number 2, so went ahead and implemented
because the Ghanaian people.
Yes, and see, the host, sometimes na host be the one who again. Opada Yama Dema, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the one na do no ye into Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so no, but the thing is not true. See, I don't hear that. Say even if you are the vice president, there's a president in the pede or a particular thing. Say have an advice about it, not say also into ma. Ask yourself, as a vice president, you have nothing to do. You just have to provide all your advisory roles. You just have to provide a supportive role. It's like that, and you be saying anything. No, now ukunu say this is what I want to do. Ekebiara said this is what I want to do. The wife, you can't do anything. Yeah, you can't do anything. You just have to support him because as some beginning today, this is what I want to do. And even certain times, sometimes the wife may want to do a particular thing. The man will say any other thing just to tell her that they remain ye. Wife no wife the husband may not have even anything to do again. Okay, says years are fine. It's even married people who do this. How much more the president and the vice who are not married people? So this is just until that the whole snipper there or bet you are some there and then I will home assembly see each other. There be more home assembly see. I advised towards it, but it was not accepted because the president by the executive powers is mandated to appoint ministers, deputy ministers, DCs, MCs, and all of these people give him advice. So if by delegation another by being a vice president, my chair economic management team, it does not mean the maximum McKinney and he will accept. He will take some because there are a lot of people in the cabinet. This is just something simple. Even NDC if you want to be that. Vice President or Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has really done well, making sure that he has stood his ground on the 11 in the Daman and Kobenya and Kamamoma because of the people that use this particular oil system, most of them are actually poor. They don't have enough. And so this is just one of those things that it's just to help help certain things go through. But we have to bend. Maybe you get people within Ghana telling you that I don't know I don't know and so no them they will never even do one of these things. Listen, former President John Dramani Mahama Batsando the remaining years the man leads President John Dramani the late President Atamels Nanankasa or Chiado, maybe former president or Senator 4 years. And go back to another 4 years, not gonna put to in some papa. That is to tell you there, corner further or delete a man or to checha or your trainee allowances. There, in your man getting within all maximum for or yin and fin there, also economy that during the time now you're fine, on fact. There's COVID-19, COVID-19 on can't tell me the MPP for no day. One not to COVID-19 on the Bagana. One no to work at the MPP not to COVID-19 Bagana. COVID-19 walk through the whole world, a global pandemic. And so the way at the NDC are treating this whole thing is making it look like that. This is just one of those things. The other MPP put about the COVID-19. Oh, COVID-19, but we must never COVID-19. How possible is that? This is one of the most sorrowful things when you hear and put it because it's so terrible to the point today. It is actually heartbreaking. But we thank God there. We found Dr. Gideon Boako will be in something. Now, in some way, we'll be sending other questions pertaining to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, the way he answered those questions, I'm telling you that the man has really done well. What may you say, the man
give advice on all of that. So there are so many government policies and projects.
So he did give that advice. He was not listened to.
He had stated his position on e-levy way before e-levy was implemented. Remember in 2020 before the election, he stated his position. He stated his position on e-levy.
And the question
exactly. So contrary to his position, e-levy
of which he is the number 2, so went ahead and implemented.
Because the Ghanaian people have entrusted their authority and sovereignty in the hands of the president. Bawumia is not the one who went for elections. So at best, and like all of us do, as I sit here, I can only advise Bawumia on certain things. If I do and he doesn't take, it does not mean I had a superior opinion to what he is proposing.
But you must have the courage of your convictions to say, well, if you're not taking, I don't want to be part of this.
No. I mean, it is not fair to make that. You are with multimedia. It is not every decision that multimedia has taken that you have supported in the boardroom.
Yeah, but if you feel
when there's a collective decision, okay, and it's to be executed, all of us, Prof is an academic, we are all academics, we sit in the academic board meetings, we take decisions as scholars. It's not everything that you support, but you look at the larger interests. It cannot be that you think that your idea should always reign supreme. Okay, you're not the only person sitting in cabinet. So you are Bawumia, if you say something, and the entirety of cabinet decide that this one you have to go this way, then you say, I'm checking now. How? You have to be there. If you have something good to offer, be there in an ethical way and offer what you think you can do better. But when others' ideas supersede override what you are proposing, don't think that you're the repository of knowledge, and therefore when you say something should...
Ewa, just because of that, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Nintino Chede, all my advice or there, now the offer the Mayankopan Wakasa Debi. The people, the Republic of Ghana, two about what the man and not drunk for the Nado, by any executive powers, oh yeah, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because of the way you are surrounding meeting, Oma on the vice president. If you go to the 1992 constitution, it spells out that thing so clearly. Dr. Gideon Boako, I don't know why it's so simple. Because as also all your academia, you find a lecturer in a school, another you are a teacher. You were a teacher, a classroom teacher. And I say, staff come over when you're in a home. I catch them the headmaster and say, for Mandara Kono, Mema teaching Yibiara, Ongwa Bofraba. Are you going to tell me that you are going to disagree? Yes, you can disagree. But say you disagree as a headmaster and listen to Debbie. Starting from Monday, say Esha before Biara, he will report you to all the authorities in the district. I bet you, if you decide to kill any other child, you lose your job. Because no, as a headmaster, no, I'm a particular conviction because of the ABR. Last week, the BBC in another school, another in the other school, is more cononye, and school between words in the one. It's because of that, now dreaming there, let's take a better decision. It is a headmaster listening to me. That's I also seen the me. You should know that it's just one of those things. You just have to comply. The whole thing is just comply. Then Rabaya, more advantages will come, more opportunities will come for you, your ideas to be said. No, you would we are saying, same will be advice. That's say, oh, you're good. That's a yepanu who there, oh, they be we could do it may any for now. If you have the opportunity to change it, then you change it. It is just so simple. So the opportunity for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to change it in there, he has identified the situations and the problems. Somehow relate to this particular point. Not or reducing it. In the Western Otumo Bado as oil president, what to know about as a president, he will see his oil ministers to oil 50% to oil 50 ministers to make sure that certain problems within government will be solved. And this is what we talk about. Obia, he's mentally ready to govern oil the Republic of Ghana.
You look at the larger interests. It cannot be that you think that your idea should always reign supreme. Okay, you're not the only person sitting in cabinet. So if you are Bawumia, if you say something and the entirety of cabinet decide that this one you have to go this way, then you say, I'm checking now. How? You have to be there. If you have something good to offer, be there in the ethical way and offer what you think you can do better. But when others' ideas supersede override what you are proposing, don't think that you're the repository of knowledge, and therefore when you say something should be sacrosanct and must be accepted that way. The vice president does not believe in it. That he doesn't believe his ideas are sacrosanct. So if there are anything that comes up and he has to proffer solutions, he has to proffer advice, he writes and gives recommendations. If those recommendations are taken, and there are a lot of things that he has also proposed and suggested, which have been taken. There are others which he has suggested, which have not been taken. But that's normal. With human life, you cannot have your way all the time. But when those in charge and the majority of the people around feel that this is the way we go, you may have your own view. The best you can do is to support it. But when you are given the opportunity like he is seeking today, then he can tell you that given the opportunity, this is the path I will take. It doesn't mean that the person who took the other decision was absolutely wrong. There may be a justification for that. So that is the context within which you have to look at. Other than that, you all say that when you have argument with your wife in the house and you don't agree, then you have to leave the marriage. It doesn't happen like that. You have to stay and do the good things that you can do. You understand? That is the way I think we have to go.
Yeah.
Now, into the market, Dr. Gideon Boako, Dr. Mahama Bawumia. Now, them some no as a chair base mountain. He imposed the Oina Kasa baby because two things. The dream of Dr. Mahama Bawumia and the vision of Dr. Mahama Bawumia were to my wife so clear. He is someone who's an advisor to the president. He is someone that he has helped the president throughout these 8 years. But not all the president would want to take. The president has ministers and deputy ministers, MCs and DCs. He can decide to take advices from them. It is Dr. Mahama Bawumia, he should take on the advice all the time. No, I don't think so. Dr. Mahama Bawumia, he's a man after God's own heart. Enti dem robaya nyama botu mu clean no ono when you acquainted by a president easy also there he will do certain things be a bit differently. He will do certain things in conjunction because whatever we are seeing in Ghana is because of certain things we will see. COVID-19, Russia-Ukraine war, Niman kete aban certain views be assigned to Odo in this time. And people so the government did a few things with regards to certain decisions, and we all have to make mistakes so that we will have the betterment in the end. In Ghana, it's all what we are thinking about. Before you never people from the we are Ghanaians first. Or for me, go to my family Kosika. Schedule one more that is scheduled. Share video in my like a video. Nature means in macro.